Yes.
Okay, we'll start the session. सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्च अर्थेष्वभिज्ञं स्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकम् सत्यं परं धीमहि सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् ततो जयमुदीरयेत्.
Yeah, I'll play the audio. We can chant from, this is chapter 7 and canto 7 and chapter 9. Okay, Prahlad Stuti from the 8th verse until I think we have seen till 36. Okay, we'll chant along in mute. Just play the audio. If I mute the computer, you're not able to hear, is it?
Yeah, you need to keep it on.
Or maybe, I'll do the share sound. Okay, 1 second, just saw. Oh, it's not allowing me to.
प्रह्लाद उवाच ब्रह्मादयः सुरगणा मुनयोऽथ सिद्धाः सत्त्वैकतानमतयो वचसां प्रवाहैः नाराधितुं पुरुगुणैरधुनापि पिप्रुः किं तोष्टुमर्हति समे हरिरुग्रजातेः मन्ये धनाभिजनरूप तपश्रुतौजः तेजः प्रभाव बलपौरुषबुद्धियोगाः नाराधनाय हि भवन्ति परस्य पुंसः भक्त्या तुतोष भगवान् गजयूथपाय विप्राद्विषड्गुणयुतात् अरविन्दनाभपादारविन्दविमुखाच्छ्वपचं वरिष्ठं मन्ये तदर्पित मनोवचने हितार्थप्राणं पुनाति सकुलं न तु भूरिमानः नैवात्मनः प्रभुरयं निजलाभपूर्णो मानं जनादविदुषः करुणो वृणीते यद्यज्जनो भगवते विदधीतमानं तत्सात्मने प्रतिमुखस्य यथा मुखश्रीः तस्मादहं विगतविक्लव ईश्वरस्य सर्वात्मना महि गृह्णामि यथा मनीषं नीचो जया गुणविसर्गमनुप्रविष्टः पूयेत येन हि पुमान् अनुवर्णितेन सर्वे ह्यमी विधिकरास्तव सत्त्वधाम्नः ब्रह्मादयो वयमिवेश न चोद्विजन्तः क्षेमाय भूतय उतात्मसुखाय चास्य विक्रीडितं भगवतो रुचिरावतारैः तद्यच्छ मन्युमसुरश्च हतस्त्वयाद्य मोदेत साधुरपि वृश्चिकसर्पहत्या लोकश्च निर्वृतिमिताः प्रतियन्ति सर्वे रूपं नृसिंहविभयाय जनाः स्मरन्ति नाहं बिभेम्यजित तेति भयानकास्य जिह्वार्कनेत्रभ्रुकुटिरभसोग्रदंष्ट्रात् आन्त्रस्रजः क्षतजकेसरशङ्कुकर्णात् निर्ह्रादभीतदिगिभात् अरिभिन्नखाग्रात् त्रस्तोऽस्म्यहं कृपणवत्सल दुःसहोग्रसंसारचक्रकदनात् ग्रसतां प्रणीतः बद्धस्वकर्मभिरुषत्तमतेऽङ्घ्रिमूलम् प्रीतोपवर्गशरणं ह्वयसे कदा नु यस्मात् प्रिया प्रियवियोग सयोगजन्मशोकग्निना सकलयोनिषु दह्यमानः दुःखौषधं तदपि दुःखमतद्धियाहं भूमन् भ्रमामि वद मे तव दास्य योगम् सोऽहं प्रियस्य सुहृदः परदेवताया लीलाकथास्तव नृसिंह विरिञ्च गीताः अञ्जस्तितर्म्यनुगृह्णन् गुणविप्रमुक्तः दुर्गाणि ते पदयुगालय हंससङ्गहां बालस्य नेह शरणं पितरौ नृसिंह नार्तस्य चागदमुदन्वति मज्जतो नौः तप्तस्य तत्प्रतिविधिर्य इहाञ्जसेष्टः तावद्विभोतनुभृतां त्वदुपेक्षितानां यस्मिन् यतो यर्हि येन च यस्य यस्मात् यस्मै यथा यदुत यस्त्वपरः परो वा भावः करोति विकरोति पृथक् स्वभावः सञ्चोदितस्तदखिलं भवतः स्वरूपं मायामनसृजति कर्ममयं बलीयः कालेन चोदितगुणानुमतेन पुंसः छन्दोमयं यदजयात्पितषोडशारं संसारचक्रमज कोटितरे त्वदन्यः सत्वं हि नित्यविजितात्मगुणस्वधाम्ना कालो वशीकृतविसृज्य विसर्गशक्तिः चक्रे विसृष्टमजगेश्वर षोडशाने निष्पीड्यमानम् उपकर्ष विभो प्रपन्नम् दृष्टा मया दिवि विभोऽखिलधिष्ण्यपानाम् आयुः श्रियो विभव इच्छति आञ्जनोऽयम् येऽस्मत्पितुः कुपितः स विजृम्भितभ्रु विस्फूर्जितेन लुलिताः स तु ते निरस्तः तस्मादमुस्तनुभृताम् अहमाशिषोऽज्ञ आयुश्रियं विभवम् ऐन्द्रियम् आविरिञ्चात् नेच्छामि ते विलुलितान् उरुविक्रमेण कालात्मनोपनय मां निजभृत्य पार्श्वम् कुत्राशिषश्रुतिसुखा मृगतृष्णिरूपाः क्वेदं कलेवरमशेषरुजा विरोहः निर्विद्यते न तु जनो यदपीति विद्वान् कामानलं मधुलवैः शमयन् दुरापैः क्वाहं रजः प्रभव ईश तमोधिकेऽस्मिन् जातः सुरेतरकुले क्व तवानुकम्पा न ब्रह्मणो न तु भवस्य न वैरमाया यन्मेऽर्पितः शिरसि पद्मकरः प्रसादः नैषा परावरमतिर्भवतो ननु स्यात् जन्तोर्यथात्मसुहृदो जगतस्तथापि संसेवया सुरतरोरिव ते प्रसादः सेवानुरूपमुदयो न परावरत्वम् एवं जनं निपतितं प्रभवाहि कूपे कामाभिकाममनुयः प्रपतन् प्रसङ्गात् कृत्वात्मसात् सुरर्षिणा भगवन् गृहीतः सोऽहं कथं नु विसृजे तव भृत्य सेवाम् मत्प्राणरक्षणमनन्तपितुर्वधश्च मन्ये स्वभृत्य ऋषिवाक्यं ऋतं विधातुं खड्गं प्रगृह्य यदवोचदसद्विधित्सुः त्वामीश्वरो मदपरोऽवतु कं हरामि एकस्त्वमेव जगदेतदमुष्ययत्वम् आद्यन्तयोः पृथगवस्यसि मध्यतश्च सृष्ट्वा गुणव्यतिकरं निजमायगेदम् नानेव तैरवसितस्तदनुप्रविष्टः त्वं वा इदं सदसदीश भवांस्ततोऽन्यो माया यदात्मपरबुद्धिरियं ह्यपार्थ यद्यस्य जन्म निधनं स्थितिरीक्षणं च तद्वै तदेव वसुकालवदष्टितर्वोः
Yeah. Doesn't feel like stopping, no? So, just share the. The one? Oh, I stopped earlier. I think we've completed all this. Sorry. Let's continue 5 more.
You're going to play 5 more.
Till 36, no? Yeah.
स्येदमात्मनि जगद्विलयाम्बुमध्ये शेषे आत्मना निजसुखानुभवो निरीहः योगेन मीलितदृगात्मनिपीतनिद्रः तुर्ये स्थितो न तु तमो न गुणांश्च युङ्क्षे तस्यैव तेव पुरिदं निजकालशक्त्या सञ्चोदितप्रकृतिधर्मण आत्मगूढम् अम्भस्यनन्तशयनाद् विरमत्समाधेः नाभेरभूत्स्वकणिकावटवन् महाब्जम् तत्सन्धवः कविरतोऽन्यदपश्यमानः त्वां बीजमात्मनि ततं स्वबहिर्विचिन्त्य नाविन्ददब्धशतमप्सु निमज्जमानः जातेऽङ्कुरे कथमुहोपलभेत बीजम् सत्त्वात्मयोनिरतिविस्मित आस्थितोऽब्जम् कालेन तीव्रतपसा परिशुद्धभावः त्वामात्मनीश भुवि गन्धमिवातिसूक्ष्मम् भूतेन्द्रियाशयमये विततं ददर्श एवं सहस्रवदनाङ्घ्रिशिरः करोरुणासस्य कर्ण नयनाभरणायुधाढ्यम् मायामयं सदुपलक्षितसन्निवेशम् दृष्ट्वा महापुरुषमाप मुदं विरिञ्चः
Yeah, you're able to see the screen. So very beautifully we saw. Actually, see this as we chant. This gives the entire the before. I think the previous one, 35. That steps in one recognizing that Bhagavan within. The very beautifully it is said. First, we typically search outside. So Brahma sees everything, he's looking for who am I, what is this? He's trying to recognize truth, trying to know who am I, from where did I come, all that, looking outside, right? Even going through that lotus stem is an indication that how many spiritual sadhanas we all do, thinking that Bhagavan is somewhere outside, somewhere who is other than that truth which is shining forth always. So we want to see it as an object. So that is as sadhaka, as a seeker, we all, keep searching for that supreme, because there is definitely an indication somewhere deep within that there is some truth which is there, which I need to find. So that is there in each one of us. So with that, so Brahma actually he is trying to find, going through that stalk of the lotus, he is searching everywhere, unable to find anything outside. He sits wherever he is. Okay, this is a very important I think Upadesha for all of us. It is not like Brahma did not go anywhere else. So wherever he is, so he was on that lotus, he came from there. So he's just sitting wherever he is. He closes his eyes and he does tapasya. So there what happens? The mind gets purified, meaning there is complete absorption in that inner truth. Yes, so the tapasya itself, the sadhana itself takes that U-turn, there is till some point in time where the search is outside, and by grace, the search just starts sadhana itself takes its course. At some point in time, it just changes. And then that is when the chitta shuddhi starts happening. Yes. And very beautifully here it is told that as the mind was ready. So when the mind was ready, he finds in his own, as his own existence, right? That is his, that existence, I am here now. That is that existence. So Brahma finds Bhagavan as his own existence, just like how that order pervades the earth is the example given here. That existence is the one which is pervading the senses and the mind. So right now, Brahma identifies that his own existence. And then what happens? The moment that recognition is there, that's why it's called recognition. No? Initially, we start with somewhere we know there is that cognition. But now, due to some other distractions, we do not know, but the sadhana itself has taken it beautifully. And that recognition has happened. So Brahma has found truth, which is nothing but his own existence, right? So then what happens is when he opens, he sees everything as just existence. That is that cosmic being, right? Everywhere it is that all pervading being which Bhagwan, whatever is being perceived, he beholds. It is what is given in this. So this is the ultimate Bhagavata experience. Bhagavata, what it says, it takes us step by step, without even we knowing where we are. We don't even have to know. So Bhagavatam takes us step by step. First to recognize that the inner power, the inner self, that is Bhagwan, and the moment that recognition happens, it is not in our effort. When that happens, what happens? Everything is just pervaded by that truth and truth alone. So this is the ultimate Bhagavata Dharma, which later comes, I think, we will see. So Bhagavatam is taking us all in these steps. So what do we do? Like Prahalada, what he says, it is only chant, Shunvan, what is that? Patha, Shrotavyaha, Mantavyaha, Nididase. Shunvan, Vipathan, something is there. So keep listening to his katha, keep contemplating on his katha, the qualities, the glories, and meditate on that. That's the only thing that we as Jiva, we keep doing it again and again and again. And that truth itself takes us step by step. That is what Bhagavatam tells again and again in many stories. Okay. Now here comes the next, I think the next thread. Shall we move ahead? Anything you want to add? Aarti Prabha. So until here, okay.
We'll go ahead.
Yeah. So after that cosmic vision, right? Now everything he is now seeing Bhagwan and everything. Let us see. Like Vibhuti, all Vibhutis is brought out, I think. Tasmai Bhavan Haya Shirastanuvam hi vibhrat Vedadruhavati Balau Madhukaita Bhakyau Hatva Nayat Shruti Ganamscha Rajastamascha Sattvam Tava Priyatamam Tanumamananti. Madhu and Kaithava representing the Rajas and Tamas got destroyed by you in your incarnation as Hayagriva representing Sattva. Yeah? So the Sattva destroys the Rajas and Tamas and delivered Vedic principles to Lord Brahma. Sattvam is your beloved. Sattva, he says that Shuddha Sattvam, we say, right? When the Chitta Shuddhi, typical example given in our scriptures is, keeping that wick ready. Put the oil in the lamp, put the wick there, and the oil actually travels through the wick, and the wick has to be rightly ready so that when the flame is brought there, it catches the flame, right? So like that, this sattva makes the wick ready. The moment that is there, then there is this. So sattvam is your beloved and is your body. Yes, Aarti.
So I'm remembering the story from the Devi Bhagavatam here.
Hmm.
I don't know if last year or something we had, last year or the previous year we had done on this Devi Bhagavatam. And see, the Devi, the scriptures also, they're talking about the same thing but putting it in many different ways. Now, the Devi Bhagavatam will put it more in a story format here, the Chatushloki and all of this. This is Bhagavatam is a Satvika Purana. It reaches out to a Satvika mind, but one who is more outwardly this thing, the Devi Bhagavatam puts it in the same concept but in a very different way. So there the story goes that in the beginning he had Mahavishnu had he was lying in the oceans, in the cosmic ocean, and from his cosmic as he was lying down, then Brahma had come out, the lotus had come out, and Brahma is sitting on it. And then, but when Brahma opens his eyes, he cannot see anything. No, there is nobody anywhere. He can't see anything anywhere. And then he goes down to see where his founder is, and from where he came, he goes into the stem and he can't find anything. So then he comes back again and sits on his lotus. At that time, he hears a sound, tapa, tapa. Okay, now again I'm connecting tapa. What is the meaning of tapa? If you interchange the words, tapaha, it becomes pataha. Pataha means falling. So what is the opposite of falling? It is to rise. The meaning of tapas is to rise. And what is that rise? That is that spiritual growth within. Inwardly you grow, then you can see. You can't see it through your eyes. You can't perceive it through your senses. You grow, you rise. There is that shloka in the Bhagavad Gita also which says, Uddharet atmanam atmanam avasadhayet. So you are your friend, you are your own enemy. In a way to say you are responsible for your own elevation. In that sense. So tapaha is a way to say elevate yourself. So now Brahma is there sitting and he's elevating himself through his tapas. He's doing his tapas. At that time, from in that story, the way it is in the Devi Bhagavatam is from the ears of Mahavishnu, Madhu and Kaitaba come out, and they are representations of the Rajas and Tamas. And this Rajas and Tamas, they come and disturb Brahma. And they don't allow him to do tapas. So when we want to elevate ourselves, our Rajas and Rajoguna and our Tamoguna interfere with us and do not allow that elevation to happen. But at that time, Brahma seeks the help of Vishnu, Mahavishnu. And he says, I can't fight with these people. I need your help, oh Mahavishnu. Please come and help me. And then Mahavishnu comes there and he destroys Madhu and Kaitaba. He fights for many years. And I have to still see the significance and connect that. But it says now Madhu and Kaitaba, when they were fighting, they were fighting for a very long time and they could not win against Vishnu for a very, very long time. And then, yeah, of course, in that story, it says he takes the help of Devi. And Devi distracts Madhu and Kaitaba and whatever. So basically, here the idea is now Mahavishnu has come and destroyed Madhu and Kaitaba. So only that Shuddha Sattvam of that Mahavishnu destroys the Rajas and the Tamas. So Brahma is that individual Jiva, just like we are that individual Jiva. And if we want to really elevate ourselves, where am I? When that question comes to me, where am I? Why am I here? Then the only way to find an answer for that is not through the perceiving eyes outside, but through going within and through tapaha. So that we don't fall, we raise ourselves through tapaha, we keep raising. And even as we do all this is a tapas. When we come for the Bhagavatam class, it is a tapas. When I'm doing some chanting, it is a tapas. When I listen to some scriptures, it's a tapas. When I read anything that I'm doing on a regular basis, all that is a tapas. And in that tapas, there will be some rajas or tapas. Today, I will not go to the class. I have something, or I'm not in the mood to go to the class today. So I don't want to do it. Or something, this is more important. The world is more important than this. All these kind of thoughts come into my mind at that point. That is the Madhu and Kaitaba within, which is disturbing my tapas. And then we will see that once that disturbance happens, I find it very difficult to catch up again. And then I have to catch up all over again. So then when this kind of a disturbance, too much of a disturbance happens, then I surrender to Mahavishnu. And I keep flowing, and we keep flowing. And as that happens, Tamas got destroyed by your incarnation as Hayagriva. He comes in the form of Hayagriva to destroy Madhu and Kaitaba. And delivered Vedic, then, yes, in that story also, the Vedic principles were then told to Brahma, who then sets off on the creation.
Very beautiful, no? See, two important
Yeah.
steps that came in the mind as you were narrating. One is, see, Madhu, Kaitaba come from Bhagavan only. Okay. You see, all the Puranas, when we read, there is nothing which is other than Bhagavan. Okay. For everything, the source, be it Asuri quality or even in Bhagavad Gita, that is how it is. No, everything comes from me only, says Bhagavan. So, Madhu, Kaitava, Rajas, Tamas has also come from him. This is the first step for us, even in sadhana, to accept that, yes, when I sit one day, you know, the japa may go very well. One day, all the Rajas, Tamas, the mind will show its true colors, and we will see so many. Oh, was my mind filled with these things? You know, it will show. All these things are also. So, the Devi Bhagavatam I liked. So, it is that mother who will allow us to accept also. She'll say, these all are my forms. Okay. So accept. So when we know everything is the children of one, you know, then there is a question of saying good, bad. Why did my mind go like that? Oh, I did not get peace. Again, I am now tying myself to. So all that is not necessary. Just accept and be centered in Bhagavan. So again, I think Prahlad Maharaj, he's also telling the same thing, right? Give me Dasya Yogam, give me Bhakti, ensure that the mind has to be centered. The mind need not go and find solution because it is not in my hand. Yeah, very beautifully, I think someone had shared, right? The group. Basically, Krishna is the Bhagavan does our chinta. So what do? We just do his chintan, right? So that's all it is. We don't have to worry even in the spiritual sadhana. And then what to about the world? You know, there is no worry at all. Even in spiritual sadhana, whatever it is, however he is taking, it is his course. So my chintan is only in Bhagwan. So when that is there, all that Hayagriva, he will take as avatara. He knows where to prick and how to bring this Rajas Tamas, which is all there in us. He knows how to clear everything. And Sattvam is your beloved and your own body. Here it is Tanumam Ananti. So this is also very beautiful because it, as a seeker, when we are, in this tapas, any tapas, say we could be in some japa or Bhagavatam, whatever. So when there is that peace or that Shuddha Sattva, whatever, when that Shanti is there, we must recognize that as a glimpse of Bhagavan. These are the ways of educating our intellect, because as of now, the intellect is having so many other things, which are not necessary. So right now, I will have to educate. So that is why he's giving, here is your body. So whatever is given there, so that peace is nothing but he is giving a glimpse. This is how we connect to that inner Antaryam, isn't it? So when there is some joy, something that is happening, okay, know that, oh, he is given a glimpse. Okay, so that is also very beautiful here. It is your body, he says. So how beautifully, step by step, he's taking us through this.
Actually, we must understand that we have seen this earlier also, even whether it is in the Devi Bhagavatam, and how this whole creation comes. This is also a part of, I'll just like to, can I just share?
Yeah.
It's also a part of the Sankhya philosophy. Okay, and even there, it is given in a very different way. Okay, so it will say, but it is the same thing that is being told in very different ways in all the scriptures. I'm just trying to say that each scripture is not speaking something. The way they are expressing may be different, but what is being expressed is the same. And there is no difference. And that is why I'm just bringing this. So here it says the Purusha and the Prakriti, when the Brahman and the Devi. So here, okay. So when the two come together, when the Purusha Prakriti. So what is the Prakriti? It is the Shakti. Okay, now if Vishnu is the preserver, Lakshmi is his Shakti. Like when a seed has the potential, it is when you have soaked it in water, it has all the potential. It is that kinetic force which pushes the sprout out. That is the Shakti, that which gives movement, that which brings change. That is Shakti. So now if there is fire, the heat is its Shakti. Like that. So these are not anything separate. They are not separate from each other. They are together. So like that, it is from Brahman that Shakti, Brahman's Shakti only which manifests eventually. And then when the Prakriti and Purusha, they manifest, the Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, when the individual is manifested, the Sattva, Rajas and Tamas is born first. And then when the Sattva, Rajas, the combination, each individual has an individual combination of the Sattva, Rajas and Tamas composition. I'm just giving an example of 20% Sattva, 50% Rajas, 50 plus 20, 30% Tamas. It could be whatever, but we have a unique composition of the Sattva, Rajas, Tamas base. It's like, in the gold, the pure gold has been mixed with some copper to give it the individuality. As gold, all the jewels are the same. But it is because of the Sattva, Rajas, Tamas impurity, the copper that it has been mixed, now it will take different forms of jewelry. Okay. And the individual ahankara is formed. The I-ness, there is this individuality that is formed with this right now. And then it goes on from the tamas, the panchabhuta, how the individual growth happens from the tamas, the panchabhuta, the panchatanma, the tanmatras are the power of hearing, basically the sound, the sight, the taste, the feeling, and all of these are born. The mind is born, the manas is born from the sattva guna, from the rajoguna. The sense organs and the karmendriyas and the jnanendriyas are born. So it goes on and it creates this individual. We remember we are there as consciousness even in that single, when the mother's sperm and the father's sperm and the mother's ovum come together, in that one cell, the individual is there, is already existent. And that individual existence comes together for 24 hours. There is no individual. And after that, the genetic patterns slowly start, the Sattva, Rajas, Tamas and all start working, and the individuality starts coming in. But this is not where we are going. But I just wanted to bring out how it is the same concept, but when given in a beautiful story format as Madhu, Kaitaba, and Vishnu, it registers in our head. It is easier to take it in and understand it, but it is the same knowledge which is given across all scriptures.
Fantastic. Though it is a little away from what we are discussing, because Aarti brought out this, that ahankara. it was just playing in the mind. So see, in Bhagavatam also it comes, I think, right? During creation, all creatures were created, all different species. Okay, it is all like as a story. Let us first take. Okay, everything is Bhagavatam describes so many different things, in the beginning. So everything, and in one combination, this human instrument comes, and that is when it is said that Bhagavan was happy. Okay, what does this mean? So Bhagavatam keeps stressing human birth is very unique. Okay, this combination is for this instrument, and then each of us are unique. That is different. Okay, let us not get into too much. So that it is said that, see, in nature also every sentient being has that individuality. Okay, that aham exist, I exist is there for everything. Okay, but for humans, this intellect which is given is the reason there is for only in that instrument the recognition can happen. Okay, in the rest of the species, recognition, they are nature bound. Okay, nature, laws of nature. Okay, Prakriti laws are there, and accordingly, so at that moment when some survival has to happen, it will fight for its life and it will do whatever is needed. Food, that's why we say no ahara, maituna, for procreation, for food, for there are some factors. So all that is there within the nature's laws. But for us, the compassion, okay, that is the compassion of Bhagavan. He wants to experience himself, just like that beautiful example that Aarti gave. Gold, when it is just a bar, okay, it becomes different forms only when there is that that mixing that happens. Okay, only then it can be made. So like that it is made, and a very beautiful jewelry of this instrument, this body, this mind, whatever, has been given. And it is so conducive to recognize truth in that. So that is what is actually the work of the intellect. But because of ignorance, what we have done is we have added it, used our intellect to fatten our ahankara so much. That
Because
is
it is turned outwards.
because it is outwards. So that ahankara has that whatever, this is me, that is me, the memory has increased, and janma impressions have increased, and everything is tied to something. That this is what Bhagavatam calls as Hridaya Granthi. That knot which is illusory, it is not real. We have somewhere this intellect has processed something based on ignorance, without God being God-centered. The moment that God-centering happens, the knot just goes away on its own. So the use of the intellect or whatever, this instrument is only to recognize the truth within. Yeah, that is the point again and again that Bhagavatam says. That is why he was very happy, because it can recognize the truth. But when we waste that which is given, then that's why, Bhagavatam says human birth is very rare. We need to use every moment to keep ourselves God-centered. It is extremely important. Okay. Yes, this is over.
Prahalada, this is the way we are learning from Prahalada how to praise the Supreme Being. You are the one who destroys everything. All of these stories, when we learn, if we have to turn towards God, what do we speak to God? Again, talk about worldly things. I am having these problems. Why are you not solving me? I am having these things. This is my problem. Okay. So even when I'm turning to God, I am actually turning to the world. I have not cut myself away from the world. So when I turn to God, what do I speak to God? How do I interact with God? These are all Prahalada Stuti, Kunti Stuti, and all of these are ways they are teaching us how we can interact with him. He is available. How do we connect with him? when we meet, I was just listening to how, Modi speaks personally to every Olympic participant. He knows their history. He seems to know so many personal details, and those people just feel warm. Like, oh, he knows so much, and they feel connected. So that is the way to connection to speak about. So it doesn't mean he doesn't gain anything by us praising him, right? Or talking anything. It is, but we get that connect with him by doing it. We can move on.
We are connecting to our own true selves.
Yeah.
And it is so beautiful, in that connection. It is, that's what is here is one pointer Prahlada has given. How can we connect? Right? He's saying when that Shuddha Sattvam is experienced, oh, that is your body. Body means, your form is saying. So those are the kind of things. Oh, today he gave a glimpse. Today I touched him. Today whatever. That's the connection. When we are talking about worldly things, we are connecting to our own ego. There is no Bhagavan there. We must know that. Okay? When I am talking about my own likes and dislikes. That is.
I am again and again, that sentence of Raghuramji has had a very deep impact on me, and it's just playing in my mind all. You cannot remove darkness by addressing darkness. You can remove darkness only by shining light. Yes. So we can keep talking to him about the world again and again and again. Okay, somewhat it may work, but after a point in time, we may see that I'm in a loop. I'm not able to come out of that loop at all. So the only way is to shine that light.
Glorifying Bhagavan is a wonderful sadhana. Just glorifying. Why do we? Yes. So here he is saying, this was one beautiful thing. Triyug. Ittam rite yag. I did not want. Okay. Ittam. What is this?
Ittam ritirya grishideva देवज्ञशावतारै लोकान् विभावयसि हंसि जगत्प्रतीपान् धर्मं महापुरुषपासि युगानुवृत्तम् छन्नः कलौ यदभवस्त्रियुगोऽथ सत्त्वम् छन्नः कलौ यदभवस्त्रियुगोऽस्थ सत्त्वम्.
Saying you are called Triyuga. You are Triyuga because you came like this, Prakata, Pratyaksha. In all other Yuga, in Kali Yuga, you are hidden, covered. Here I think Dharmam Mahapurusha Pasi Yuga, Lokan Nivayansi Jagat Pratipan. Grishi Deva Jashavatāraihi. Channa Kalau, Yad Bhavas Triyuga. Where is this seeing? Which word is used for that hidden and covered? Okay. So, this one, what came to my mind was, in Kali Yuga, we say that song also is there, Nuarthi. Kalinaaliki Rangi, Kalile Rangi. So, this Archavatara. In Kali Yuga, especially, Bhagavan, in fact, there is a beautiful story that goes. Panduranga Vithala was, he was Pratyaksha for all the devotees. Namade, Tukaram. Pratyaksha means the senses can perceive. That is what Pratyaksha means, right? So, right now my senses can perceive these things. Like that, he was moving about along with them. That is how in Pandharpur, Panduranga was like that. Okay, then later, it seems that Samartha Ramadas, Chhatrapati Shivaji's guru, right? When he comes to Pandharpur, then he says, "Oh Panduranga, now you go and become an Archavatara." enough of moving about, because people of Kali Yuga cannot take your presence like this, and the intelligence, it is probably the characteristics of Kali Yuga. It is very difficult for us to even recognize a Jivan Mukta, right? We have, our intellect is filled with so many things that, even to recognize, it is not that easy. But those days, if you see, those days meaning in those yuga, people, when Rama was walking, everybody was in, awe, right? That's how it was. They do not know what it is, but they were, so Samartha Ramadas says Panduranga to stand as an Archavatar. He says, this is more helpful in Kali Yuga. You moving around like this, as a Pratyaksha Devata, may not be suitable for many. People will not even recognize you. People will take you. So in Kali Yuga, so that is also his compassion. He knows how to reach to, according to the capacity of, say, how, wherever I am, in whatever frame of mind I am, in that he will enter. That is what it is. So for us, we right from childhood, we have seen, we go to temple, we see Bhagavan, we get darshan, come back. There is a connection with that. So he says, Bhagavan has taken a form of that. It is not that we do prana pratishtha and bring Bhagavan. Okay, it is Bhagavan has chosen to, if we go and find the Purana Katha, the Sthala Purana of every temple, we will know how actually Bhagavan himself has only, without his will, it is not that someone built it. Raja would have built, but it is not that, they built every murti that was done. I'm sure there will be ample, stories that we hear, the murti, this only happened, that happened. So it is he who wills every action when he decides to come as an Archavatara. So he is there, Pratyaksha, and so compassion, those in Treta Yuga, only Narsimha Deva, and then only at that time he was there, and later and next avatara comes. But now look, everywhere he is present. He says, see, I am showing myself to you as these. Okay, just step out of your house, go to the next temple, see that Ganesha, you're seeing him. That is a kind of connection. And just call my name, I am there, he says. So he's made it very simple for us. So all that we need to do is just call his name, go to the temple, do a namaskar with that complete connect and conviction in the mind that I am seeing, this is Pratyaksha Deva for me. So that brings that Bhakti Bhava, then that came in the mind. Then this, I think in the previous thing also, Prahlad says somewhere, see, you come to people according to how they relate to you. Okay. So, if someone is asking, so even the worldly desire fulfillment is all him only, because if I keep on asking all that, he comes for a while and then he comes as a suffering to us, telling that, he is leading the path everywhere. So like that he says in this, you are a Kamadhenu, he says, I think in verse 27. And you come, you are enjoyed by your devotees, and it varies according to the measure of service rendered by them. Maybe if some, I don't know, depending on our samskara, he comes. That's why we all have different Ishta Devatas also, right? So he is Triyug, glorifying Bhagwan.
See, and this protecting all the lokas, we can think in our own minds. We ourselves operate at the higher plane at some times, lower plane at some times, right? When we lose control over ourselves. Or at times we may be operating at a higher plane. These are all our own mind worlds. And as Bala brought out that song, right? It is like that churning of the ocean. The only surrender, it's all leading to the surrender to him. Then he becomes even Triyuga. You are known as Triyuga. I don't know, here it is saying Triyuga, but it has mentioned Lokas above. So either it's about the Trivikrama, who has, but whatever it is, Yuga, whether it is in terms of time this way, or in terms of altitude, in terms of loka, as we see here, our mind worlds, it's all encompassed by him only. It is all hidden and covered by him only. So Namasmarana is our easiest thing. I was listening to this, see, you had only forwarded that in the Gita, this, no? Japam. So to be in him all the time, in that state, at all point in time, if we are in that, we will lose the samsara. If we are in the samsara, we lose the higher state within. So the bridge between these two is that japam. When you are doing something, okay, I am cooking, do some japam. When I have to do my work with some, thinking, then I do that work. And after that work is finished, come back to just japam. Having a bath, japam. Nothing to do, japam. Go to sleep. Before going to sleep, japam. When you get up. So then what happens is this japam is constantly working on us. It is working in the mind all the time, whether I'm thinking consciously or unconsciously. Have you seen sometimes when you watch some movie and then at night that starts playing in the mind? Like that, if we just only keep doing this japam, that japam is constantly playing. It is like the substratum on which everything is happening now. So just cover everything. Ishavasyam idam sarvam. Just cover everything by his nama. So one easy way to constantly remember him.
That's why Krishna says, out of all the yoga, I think, no, I am the Japa yoga. Just keep calling, keep calling, keep calling. A beautiful abhanga of Namadev. He says, oh, Vithala, I thought that I was doing japa, and after some time I realized that it is you who was doing the japa. Okay, so that is the beauty of japa.
When it starts happening, when you are only doing it, I'm not even doing that japa.
There is no I at all.
There is no I.
Yes. Naham, naham, tvam, tvam. Yes. नैतन्मनस्तव कथासु विकुण्ठनाथ सम्प्रीयते दुरितदुष्टमसाधुतीव्रम् कामातुरं हर्षशोकभयैषणार्तम् तस्मिन् कथं तव गतिं विमृशामि दीनः. So he says, see, the mind is not delighted by your kathas and is full of kama and other miseries, like fleeting joy, dukkha, fear. How can this helpless one contemplate on your nature? That also ask him only. How beautiful, no? See, first, okay, I'm not able to keep all that. I have so many attachments and I'm asking for my family, for my children, for my this. Oh, how, please give me that rasa of remembering you and your katha. Give me that. Why is it this? The mind is not resting in that, is not delighted. That also, put it on him. His chinta, right? His chinta only, no? Chinta or chinta only, worry.
Nischint.
Huh?
Nischint, I think.
We be nischint, and it is his worry to put us back on. How can this helpless one contemplate on your nature? It's so difficult.
So when I'm doing something also, I say, how any action performed is also how can I serve? How can I serve you? Or I'm serving you through that action. When I am performing any action, it is a service to him. When I'm not doing anything, I remember him. Even the actions are an offering. So in that case, what happens? Everything is just happening. I am not the doer. See, this is the bhakti marga. When I say I am serving you. It is, we are somewhere. When we are in this body again, so there is an identification, then it becomes a service. Let me serve you. Whatever is happening. Because of you, you are the doer. Again, Raghuramji beautifully says, the problem is not in the karma. You don't get karma for performing a karma. You get karma, the karma gets only when the karma gets attached to the kartru, the one who is doing. If I become the doer, then karma gets attached to. If he is the doer, no karma gets attached to.
Exactly. It is the doership.
It is only the doership which attaches the karma. If I say, when I regret, when I have dukkha, when I have fear, when I have that fleeting joy of, oh, I did it, all of this, when I am the doer, karma misery gets attached. When he is the doer, there's no misery, there's no, everything is everything is his blessing. That's it. So, if this mind is not delighted by your kathas and is full of kama and other such miseries like fleeting joy, dukkha, fear, how can this helpless one contemplate on your nature? Turn around. See, again here, no, it is not asking for the world here. How can this helpless one contemplate on your nature? I am caught by this, but I want to contemplate. What is it that I want here? I want to contemplate on you. I am caught in this, but I want to contemplate on you. I'm not saying, I'm not turning to him to fulfill this. Or remove me from joy, dukkha or fear. I'm not turning to him to remove the joy, dukkha or fear. I'm turning to him to help me understand how I should contemplate on him. How do I switch on that light? I am asking. I am not asking how should I remove my darkness. I am saying how should I switch on that light. I'm focused more on the light rather than the darkness.
See, that's why, right? There has to be that longingness to be one with him, to know the truth, to serve him. Only when there is hunger, food is given. When there is no hunger, there is no food. So it's that nature is showing us through her laws that this is how it works. So that longing has to be there. So that beautiful shloka, right? Sarvopanishado gavo dogdha gopalanandanaha. That who was the calf? Partho vatsa sudhir bhukta. Partha, because Partha had that thirst. Okay, there were, we have seen this in Bhagavad Gita many times. Swami has given in his narration also. Partha, there were many occasions where Krishna could have given this knowledge to Arjuna, but that hunger was not there. Arjuna was not ready. Yes, it was only at that Kurukshetra, the right time, when that hunger was there. Right? He was ready for that. He said, I am your Shishya. I do complete surrender to you. Tell me what, that was his, again, the declaration of Arjuna is, I am unable to fight. Please tell me, show me the whatever, the truth. I don't know, the Sishyas, Mam Shadi Mam Prapanam. I completely surrender to you. So that is what it is. Completely surrendering and saying, not even asking what I want to do. And there is no I there. The only then it is surrender. So when that comes, then the grace just flows without any. So here Prahalada is again pointing to that. How can one contemplate on your nature? And see, when Aarti mentioned that, see, all our senses, the instruments, say the senses, all the 5 senses are engaged in his service. Then automatically, which is the master of all the senses, mind is also engaged in his service only, right? Then where is the space for the world to enter? This is one beautiful, I just remembered this in Shivananda Lali, Shankaracharya is telling. He says, the mind will dwell on your lotus feet only. Oh, Shiva, he says, my speech in your prayer, my hands in your worship, my ears. See, worship, all that we do, that the life has given as work is his service only. Because he is that Sarvavyapi, right? So, it is not only going to the temple or anything, only when doing puja, only when japa, only when no. Cooking is also a worship. Yeah, whatever is being presented to us in life is worship. Ears hearing the stories. Intellect is dwelling in your contemplation. The mind, eyes is in the glory of your feet. So what other faculty is there for me? So that the mind will go. He's asking, there is no other faculty. He says, Manaste padabje nivasatu vachastotra panito karau chabhyarchayam shrutirapi katha karna vidhau. So the ears are constantly listening. The mind is completely, abiding in you. At your feet means the mind has subsided in truth. Yeah, and the eyes are constantly, looking at your beauty, I think somewhere. Tava dhyane buddhi. Buddhi is constant contemplation. Yeah? Nayana yugalam murti vibhave. The yugalam, the eyes are seeing the murti of yours. Pragranthan kairva. So he says paragranthan. So other scriptures meaning other grantha here, we can take it as the worldly knowledge also. The other knowledge which does not talk about him. Yeah, which or does not help me in centering. Paragranthan kairva parama shiva jane paramataha. This Shiva, I do not know what other faculty is now left, says Shankaracharya. It is so beautiful, so many, all these when we listen, we know, like what Aarti beautifully said, how to talk to him. Otherwise, we don't know something, maybe.
But I have wondered, okay, in the past, if like it says, okay, whatever you see, whenever you see anything, you see only him. Whenever you hear anything, you only hear him. Okay, it's very nice. But when it comes to practicality, if I only do that, how can I be functional? How can I do any work? Okay, in the world, at least where we are, the way we are. Okay, so in a way, if I look at this shloka that way, it says this mind is not delighted by your kathas and is full of karma and other such miseries like fleeting joy, dukkha, fear. As long as we are able to reasonably take control over this. When I am doing the work, it is, even in Vedanta, it says the ego is not real. Only the higher self is the reality. I know that the ego is not real. I know that this misery is not the reality. I know that this dukkha is not a reality. I know that the fear is not a reality. I know that that fleeting joy is not a reality. That the only reality is the higher self, the higher nature through which everything is just happening. And there is no I-ness also there. And I'm just doing with a sense of surrender and going with the flow and working. Just being there at that point in time, in the moment. And, my complete concentration, doing everything, whatever is doing. And then at the end of it, we can offer a Nevedya. If I have cooked. I say, okay. Or before I start, I say, this is an offering. And then once I have offered, then I do. I'm just getting into the, a practical aspect of it. This is an offering and I do it. Or at the end of it, I offer it as a Nevedya. I do whatever. Or any work that I start. I am giving a donation. I am not giving the donation. This person has, there is another beautiful way. That person is giving me an avakasha to serve. God has given me an avakasha to serve through this person. I am not doing anything. Okay. So in everything, we don't take any ownership. No kartritra bhava. As simple as that. And how can this? So, and then.
Yeah, one thing is no kartritra bhava. And how do we sublime these?
Sublime.
Fear is Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Bhranti Rupena Samstita. She is only coming as a confusion. Right now, my buddhi is confused. She is doing. It is her form. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Bhaya Rupena Samstita is also there. She is the fear. Dukkha also, she is. Sarva Vritti is mother. Prakriti, it's all the same. But for us, when it comes like that, so it depends on our. So everything, when it is divinized, then Kartrutva Bhava, there is no room for it, right? So the divinizing, that's why Bhagavan Ramana says, karma is jada. Karma kim param, karma tad jadam. That is his very first Upadesha. He says, the work that we do does not matter. It can be anything, right? So, karma is a jada. It cannot be supreme. It is not param. Okay, so whatever is being done when it is divinized, then that centeredness is there within. Then work happens. Okay, we will know that there is no need for doership to work. It becomes.
This is also beautiful. This is very beautiful because, like Devi is that who brings the movement. So the fear is also a manifestation of Devi. Dukkha is also a manifestation of Devi. And when we look at it as a manifestation of Devi, she is bringing some movement in us. And mother is the way to show us that mother is the one who shows us the way to the father. It is the mother who shows us. So this joy or this dukkha that has come here is becoming a means for me to turn to him.
Yes, very much.
Remember that. That's it. And if I am in him, this won't happen at all. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, I think it's time up. 39.
Oh, 31.
No. The verse number.
Words, yeah. Anything? How is this going? Is this all right for you all? I know we've been with the Prahalada Stuti for quite some time. So there are 54, right, Bala? 50. We are on 39. We have 11 more. Would you like to continue with this, or we just quickly finish it and then move on to the story? How would you like it to be? I know we've gone on with this for a while, so just getting a feeler from you all.
Continue with this.
Okay. If anybody feels otherwise, please do let us know. That also, it's okay. We don't have to. Whatever we feel is fine. Okay. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya sarve bhavantu sukhinah sarve santu niramayah sarve bhadrani pashyanto मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।